Welcome, adventurer, to another episode of FK Vanilla. Today's episode is solo. I believe Daikon Roar is out doing something probably more important than playing Minecraft. Haha! So, for this episode, I'm going to continue on the story stream. This one's going to be a little bit longer of an episode than usual because there's a lot of stuff going to get done. And, I mean, that's pretty much the easiest way to put it, basically. But I'm probably gonna work today on the what do you call it, the cavern next to the storage room. And basically, as you can tell, the cavern is like a death trap. So I'm going to go make it less of a death trap, essentially. I don't have a broom. I mean, shovel. Broom, shovel, same thing. Whatever you want it to be. I'll make a couple. Yeah, a couple shovels. Bam. Got me some shovels. That stone tech is OP. OP stone tech. Oh, let me make sure this area is secure. I'm like, you're making that area safe, and this area is not safe, and then zombies come from behind and stuff. That would suck. I don't know. That doesn't look safe to me. I'm just gonna light that area up too. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's good then. There's not really much to say. I'm just freaking digging way more for me. Anything can happen in the dark city. So pretty much the idea for down here is we want to make it into like a docking bay that goes into the storage room. So it's going to look pretty. We're not going to have it just simply a cavern. I mean, well, there's going to obviously be cavern aspects to it, but we want to make it look like it's part of the castle's foundation, and that like either a secret passageway or maybe a dungeon or something. Like something of that nature, basically. I don't know what the point is of you digging it way out. There's still areas to dig. What about digging out later? Yeah, I saw that creeper. I don't think you can do anything, can it? Nope, it's just gonna stay there. Sit there and stare. So, I'm basically gonna make 3 tiers, probably, maybe more. 3 tiers, or 3 floors, rather. That's essentially outlining the cavern. And what that'll do is just gonna light up the whole cavern. And then later we're gonna go back and we're going to make like rails and stuff, or like a kind of like a fencing, basically, so that it's well, it's mostly for aesthetics, but you know, it's like nice to look at too, I'd imagine. Or it's safe. It's what I meant to say. Aesthetic is making it nice to look at, but whatever. Almost done with pick number 1. Oh, I didn't break this iron. Bad. That's a waste of a swing. This is a very interesting technique that I like to apply. I don't know what the heck to call it. It's just basically grinding out walkways of a cavern. Let's do 2x2. It's Enderman safe. If I want to go 3x3, that's kind of fun too. It's not a priority per se. The priority is just making sure everything's walkable first, and then after that, then I take the next step of you know, if I want to make it bigger for the sake of making it look nice, then I'll do that. But in this circumstance, yeah, just 2x2 right now, going all the way around for this floor. We're probably gonna repeat it, or I'm gonna repeat it down below in multiple areas. And it looks like the cavern does it for me already to some extent. Like if you look down, you can see. Oh, it'll show. You can see that there's some edge pathways over there already. So that helps with the workload. Oh, there would be more of just designing it, not so much having to worry about digging anything out. There is nothing you can do. Ooh, ha, 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 ha. Talking about the non-existent creeper now. And I'm going down in this process, but I'll probably have to go up too, because there's a lot of room up there. So I probably need to go up to make sure that the top area is lit up and there's no spots for things to spawn up there. And the biggest issue, because this season is obviously build heavy, like we talked about many times, we don't want creepers spawning out of nowhere and blowing up our architecture. That would suck. So that's the primary reason why it's important to light this up. Yeah, I'm big on safety, but like not having my cool awesome builds blown up is pretty important too for this season. So it's also a good practice because like, oh, I see the creeper again. Like who the heck wants their stuff blown up, you know? It's so douchey. Usually when I build in any city and whatnot, I try to make it as safe as possible. I got in trouble on another server for doing that. I won't go into details, but yeah, they didn't want me to safety rail everything, and I was doing it for the sake of because I didn't want creepers coming into my place, you know. But yeah, it was frowned upon in this particular server. Again, not gonna go into details, but yes, they didn't like me making safety rails. See that creeper hanging out over there. Is that a skeleton? What is that? I can't tell what that is down there. No, bunny, no! I wish there were bunnies in this game. That'd be awesome. I haven't really watched much of Tobuscus's Terraria stuff, but I know about the bunny joke. Like that bunny joke just stood out. Like I think it was one of his highlights, and ever since I heard that, it just stood out. And I literally, wow, that creeper just jumped down. I don't know what he was doing. So as you guys see, UHC Farside, freaking watching She-Venom's second episode. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but something happens I don't expect, and it was unfortunate. It's like spoiled. Yeah, I don't want to go into details. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it was not what I expected. Yeah, I really like doing these with people. It's a lot more fun because then you don't sound insane like you're just talking to yourself. But yeah, I have no like evidence or any hint that like Daikon was gonna be back, and I don't see anyone else on. So not that I've done any of anything else yet, but you know it'll very likely happen in the near future. But yeah, Daikon is definitely very easy to work with. He's been the most available person at this point. But I've had no evidence or hint that he was going to be on anytime tonight. And since I spoke to him this morning, it seemed like he wasn't going to have any sleep. So I assumed basically like when he gets back, he's probably going to be, or when he does get home, I think he's out, he's probably going to be asleep again. So yeah, I just sat down, was like, okay, let's just make a solo episode. I almost fell to my death again. That would have sucked. And yeah, there's something really exciting about this. It's just digging Good old digging and venting about stuff regarding life. You ever have those days when you just think about like, oh man, what if I, what if I die? What happens? Is it really just over? Is there like a heaven? Do we wake up and this was like a video game or something? Like what happens? Kind of like that. And I really hate that way of thinking because like it's kind of a waste of my time, really. I mean, if you're gonna die and nothing happens after you die, then there's no point to even think about that. You're wasting your life thinking about that. So what the heck's the point? I'd rather be playing a game or working or doing something productive to enjoy this life rather than thinking about like nothing happens after you die. And it's just I just hate thinking of that because it's so morbid and it's so like it's just so negative. It's such a waste of energy. I mean, it's interesting, but you know, I don't know. I just and whenever I think about it too, it just pops into my head like out of nowhere. Like, whoa! I was off like 3 times. What the heck? I have dyslexia in my fingers. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, whenever I think about that stuff, it always comes out of nowhere. It's not like someone brings up the topic. No, it's just out of nowhere. What if I died right now? Like it just sucks, and I hate thinking about that kind of thing. And I'm not too old or anything like that. I mean, obviously I have parents and grandparents in their life, so it's that aspect. It's like I'm worried about dying, and I'm still like 3 generations away from like my grandparents dying, and it's like how do you think that makes them feel? Like, I might die soon. Oh my God, is that? Oh, I thought the zombie over there had diamond armor and an iron sword. I'm like, huh. It's probably not as intimidating as I think. I had on another server. I went to I thought I saw gas. I was like, what the fudge? We went to the Nether and I built this giant Nether fortress thing. Rather, all the fortress chunks, I expanded it bigger, so more withers would spawn. And we went in there, and I got killed. I got killed by like fire or something like that, and I had like god tier elite on me. Like it was all like diamond everything, diamond sword, protection 5,000. Just ridiculous gear. And I died, and a wither picked up all my gear. And I died like 3 or 4 times trying to get it because I was trying to rush to get it and stuff like that. And I ended up picking up a lot of the stuff that fell down, sticking in a chest because I left a lot of chests laying around in the Nether. Another interesting advantage to laying down chests is I was able to put down the excess of stuff before I die again. So like I'll be like on the brink of death, and it's like, oh no. And every time I die, I'd have backup equipment at my house, so I'd add more iron. So I'm just dropping iron armor and iron gear over and over and over and over again. And it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't beat this guy in melee. So I just ended up I ran speed potions too, so I could run to the fortress really fast. But I ended up just that's a lot of bats. My goodness. I ended up just running a bow and arrow, and I just shot the thing to death, and it died. The biggest threat was probably the surrounding areas, because or the like blazes. I mean, like the surrounding mobs, because like there could be blazes, and then that would just ruin our day, basically, because it would light me on fire, and I'm only running iron armor over, so that would have been what made it hard. But basically, I ran arrows. There weren't really any blazes, and all the other withers in the area like despawned. So it's just this one wither with my elite gear. So I just basically kited it and killed it. So it wasn't as dramatic as it needed to be. Granted, I'm not running a ranged weapon right now, so I guess it would probably be harder. But I don't know. I don't know the exact calculations for how gear works on zombies. Like I feel like my sword, my diamond sword, had like sharpness 5 on it, and it still took that wither like 2 or 3 hits to kill me. I feel like it should have killed me faster with the sharpness 5, but I don't know. Like, and by the way, sharpness 5 really freaking hurts. Like, I had protection 5 armor or something, and this guy, like, took me out so fast with sharpness 5. I was so, like, in awe. I'm like, oh my god. Like, being offensive in this game at this point, I think is more effective than being defensive. Like, there's not really strong defense item. I mean, comparing the amount of damage he took, like, it would have been more effective for me to attack him than blocking and just taking the damage, basically. It would be neat if there were more defensive builds. Like, what if instead of a sword you ran a shield, and the shield, I mean, you can block with a sword, obviously, but like, what if the shield did make it? In fact, I saw a mob battle. I forgot the person that ran the mob battle, but there was a specific monster. It was a creature type that kind of looked like a wither, but it had a shield and a sword. And when it blocked with the shield, you like could not do anything to it. Like, that was pretty cool. I like that mob. I can't remember what the mob was called, but it was a really cool mob. I just saw it on one of those videos that some person that I saw. I mean, I did subscribe because the videos were pretty cool, but it was some, like, I was looking at mob battles and his showed up in the side reel or whatever, so I ended up watching it. So that's why his name doesn't stand out in my head, because like, I've only watched a couple of them. It's not something I watch regularly. But yeah, so this is looking pretty good so far. It's what should we call it? Almost around full circle, basically. And one of the reasons I'm making this a big session is pretty much my life process is I'm doing whenever I render a video after editation, and usually my editation is not that long because I try to be fast because I don't have too much time, but basically it's a matter of time management. I mean, I have time, but it's like time management, and there's certain things I'd rather put my time into, basically. So whenever I say like I don't have any time, it's not necessarily true. It's just the way I'm currently managing my time. All my time is going into event action A or action B. But basically, whenever I render something, a lot of my RAM's used up on my computer. I only have 2 gigabytes of RAM. And when I'm rendering, I can't really do anything else on my computer. Like, I can maybe watch a video or something like that. So typically, when I'm rendering, I want to take care of the other things at my house, like either chores or maybe work out, cook dinner, whatever the case may be. And so the reason I'm making this video longer is because I have the time to let my computer render a longer video. The reason is because there's a lot of stuff I want to do that isn't gonna be on the computer. Like I have like a bunch of dishes to wash. I have a workout I want to do. And the other thing is too is like some of the problems I'm working on right now for a website project I'm doing. It's like logic. Like I'm trying to work out the logic, and like just sitting at the computer doesn't do anything with the logic. Like often when it comes to a logic problem, most of them I solve from sleeping on it. Like it's not like I'll go to, like, for example, one logic problem I had that I dealt with recently was I had like an input box. I'm gonna talk general, so I'm not really giving anything away. But basically, I had an input box in HTML5, and basically something's supposed to happen when you type in a certain string. And basically, I had a proper punctuation of the names. So you had to say like, okay, let's take my name, FargoKraft. It has to be capital F, capital K. Well, what was pointed out to me was some people won't do proper proper grammar, or whatever the heck it's called, proper formatting. So they'll type in a lowercase FargoKraft, a lowercase, and I had the string an if condition for something to do something, basically, that required it to be the exact string, capital F, FargoKraft with a capital K, and with the lowercase, it wouldn't, because it had to be exact. Lowercase FargoKraft would not work. So what I had to do was figure out basically how to make it so it's not case sensitive, or it's case insensitive, basically. And the first thing that came to mind was basically like if there is some kind of function that exists in HTML that basically said sense or case makes match string without it being sensitive or something like that. And that might exist, but I didn't find it, so that's not what I ended up using. But it might exist. I don't know. I might find it one day. But that's not what I ended up using. A lot of people were recommending taking your string to making it all either lowercase or uppercase. And there's a function that I called either to uppercase or to lowercase. And that's a function call that's written into HTML5. So you take the string and you put like dot to upper class or whatever, and it makes it all caps or all lowercase or whatever the case may be. So having found that, it was like, okay, that's a simple function, let's run it. But one of the biggest issues with working with multiple languages and stuff and not being a master of them is syntax. It's always different. Like you can guess, you can theorize, but if you're not constantly practicing or haven't studied in that particular language for a long time, more than likely you're not going to know the syntax 100%. So with the input box, I like the input box. I have it set to type text, and some of you watching this are like, "Why the heck are you talking about programming? I don't even know about this." It's like, well, I apologize, but that's the topic we're on, so I'm discussing this topic. But essentially, what am I trying to say? Essentially, I took the input box, which is already set to text type, which is basically a string, at least theoretically. So I took that concept of it being a string, and I decided like, okay, let me just make this input box go to upper. And I couldn't quite get it to work. I don't know if it's even possible to make an input, put an input to string per se. It might be possible. I don't know what the syntax is off the top of my head. But what I ended up doing after experimenting with the syntax is basically I made a separate variable that was a string, and I took the input value, which is a string, of the input, and I passed it into another variable. And then I took that variable and made it to uppercase. And that's basically what made it pretty much anything you type, it would put it into all caps. But then the other part of that project is like the data list that I have, like it's not attached to like a database right now, or is like that. Like I just have an array, a simple array. And there's like 250 people in the array basically. So for the sake of speed, if I knew all the syntax to get it to work on a database and stuff like that, then maybe I could just simply be like, oh, take all these names in this database and make it all cap already for all the if cases, like FargoKraft or DiConkey or whatever the name may be. But I didn't know the syntax per se, so or all the details in getting a database to work per se. I was working with an array. And because I was working with this array, all the values are hard-coded. Like, it's just, like, I typed out all the strings, basically. So I had to go through and type, basically, all the strings that I had, but in all caps. Which was all worth it because, you know, now people can type, oh my god, that's gonna come out of me. Can type whatever the heck they want. and like, uppercase, lowercase, and it'll work. So it was worth it. I'm sure there's a faster, more effective way to do that. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm sure I'll learn it in time. But the point is that that's what I did, and the tedious typing in all the strings, like that I can do. That you need to sit down and actually do, whatever. But like determining, okay, I want to use a to upper class function and stuff like that. Like that requires thinking. That requires researching the different functions and what's available in the specific code you're writing in, and it requires thinking of how to get it to work. like with the input dot value, or rather, it's hard to explain the thinking process because like I figured out the solution already, so I'm telling you what the solution is. But like beforehand, I didn't know the solution, you know. So it took me time to figure out like, all right, can I take this input box or whatever and make it to upper, or do I need to pass it to another variable and make that a string? Like those were the kind of things I had to think about, and that went through a whole thinking process, and that took time. And it's not something that usually comes to me instantaneously because like I'm one of those people that overthink things. Like I consider so many details, like it just gets ridiculous and it can be overwhelming. And if I let those details overwhelm me, it'll just stress me out. I won't get anything done. But I guess that's one of the advantages of sleeping is your brain organizes all your thoughts, and so a lot of times when I figure it out, because I overthink things and take into account too many different variables and stuff like that, it from organizing all the thoughts and making it simple or whatever the case may be, usually I come up with a clear, simple solution kind of thing. So yeah, that's one example of a problem I ran into that I slept on and figured it out basically. Like I didn't figure it out right away, per se. Like I just sat back and think about it. And I have another problem right now that basically involves, let's see how to explain this without giving out too many details. Let me think. 2, 3. Let me dig a chest place here. How to explain this? I can't really explain this next problem without giving out too many details. I think yeah, I don't think I can. So I'm probably not gonna get into that problem. But yeah, I have another problem right now that I experimented. I tried a bunch of things, but I can't quite figure out. I gave away my combo. I can't quite figure out how to do it yet, basically. So yeah, I'm in the process of solving it right now. So I'm just thinking about it, and I've come up in the direction of mining right now. Like I've thought of a bunch of alternates ideas, and so I'm gonna try them out as after I'm done my workout and stuff like that. But yeah, there's several problems right now that I'm stumped on. I have no idea what the hell's going on, basically, and it has to do with interfacing to like Internet Explorer, and like to my knowledge, a lot of the stuff I wrote is supposed to work on the Internet Explorer, but for some reason it's not. So I'm trying to figure out why it's not working, basically, and I'm not completely stumped because like the research I'm doing online, for example, like a lot of the code, like my syntax matches, my logic matches, so I'm not really sure why certain things aren't working, basically. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a thinking process, you know. You gotta think these things and whatnot. Or these things require thinking. Is what I'm getting at. So. I've been itching to play some UHC because I'm watching, ever since I watched Steven play UHC, ever since she's been talking about it, I've been kind of wanting to play it. And I'm thinking of doing it with Daikon in like one of those public servers for fun. Because I'm actually into the PvP, but I've never really I've never played it too much. Like, I'm into the idea, rather, but I haven't really played too much PvP. And I don't really know what the reasoning is behind it. I just haven't done it. Like, when I get on Minecraft, I don't think, oh, let's go do some PvP. Like, it usually doesn't cross my mind. So, but yeah, it'll be very interesting. My personal goal, what I'd love to do when it comes to UHC, I want to be interesting. Like, I know there's like sharp, efficient ways to run EDC. Well, what I'd love to do is to be like kind of like a manipulator of the arena kind of thing. Like, I want to make my opponents guessing, like, what the heck is going on, and basically like just do mind games and be like proficient in traps, basically, like be deceptive with the terrain. I can't think of ideas yet. Like, I've been trying to plot them, like different ideas, like because the thing is, some of the ideas like will involve pistons, and obviously, if you're mining for stuff to make pistons with, like you're wasting your time. Someone's gonna come kill you theoretically. So working on those details out, how to make traps efficiently with. I thought I just broke my pick. I was like, no. Making traps efficiently, economically, and not having to. I mean, a piston's not that bad. Like you can make a lever and a piston pretty easily, but like, I mean, who wants to sit by a lever? It'll be more interesting to set up like maybe string or string. Like, I'm all doing the thinking process right now, but yeah, basically, I don't want it to be obvious kind of thing. I want them to, if they walk into one of my traps, they don't expect it. It looks like a normal, everyday, like, oh look, it's an unexplored cave, and then they go in there like, oh my god, what's going on? Maybe even bait them by putting like a piece of iron because they think it's not explored. And they go in, it's like that. I don't know. There's like so many possibilities, but that's what I'd love to do. I'd love to be a specialized UHC player or any type of PvP. It doesn't have to be UHC that specializes in making traps, essentially, and just doing mind games. Like, I mean, yeah, basically, like I like doing creative, unconventional things to defeat my opponents. Like, I want it to be very witty. So that's one of the things that I'm interested in doing. So we'll see if I can get maybe Daikon to come join me. We'll do partnerships, stuff like that. I don't know. There's all kinds of possibilities. One idea that popped in my head, I don't know if it'll work, was like, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work. But it was just part of my thinking process, so I'll share the thinking process. But the idea was literally building a house out in the open and making it obvious that you were there. So people are like, what the heck? That guy is out in the open. We can go kill him easily. And basically, they go and try to kill you, but it's not that easy. Like, you have traps or something like that. And then, of course, you have to consider the more efficient you get, or proficient, or known, or whatever, you get at traps, the more people are gonna know about your traps. So then they're gonna be like thinking about feints or like basically fake traps that make people think that it's a trap, but it's not a real trap, and there's a trap behind the trap or something. Like, I don't know. It's just the mind games are gonna be ridiculous. So I want to be able to do traps effectively, efficiently, and like not be too costly, basically. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, it sounds really exciting. I really would love to do something like that. So we'll see what happens in the future. Yeah, pretty much the season finale for season 1. Again, I don't really want to give anything away, but the reason I hasn't got worked on yet is because I've been spending most of my time on this website project that we're doing, and it was pretty much supposed to end Friday, I think, but we found some last second glitches, so we're trying to fix it, and and as soon as I'm done with that, I mean, I'm always open to fix any other glitches that we might find in the future, but basically, as soon as a version of it that's basically releasable, that's done, that we feel like, okay, this is our baby, whatever, this is what we're gonna use. As soon as that gets released, then yeah, I'm gonna hit right on that animation, or not animation, the season finale. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, so yeah, I might have started this weekend, but like I said, we found some last minute glitches, so I've been working on that basically. So I haven't got to do this finale yet. And the reason it's not a typical like, oh yay, upload done. Like, it's not. It's a specialized video. It's not gonna be simple like this, like a simple let's play. There's gonna actually be like more to it, and I'm not gonna go into the details per se because I don't want to spoil anything. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Is yeah, it's gonna be different from the usual format. It's still gonna be enjoyable, but it's gonna be different. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'm gonna pretty much be ending this at the end of the second. What do you call this thing? Uh, Halfway, I guess. Yeah. After I finish doing this whole pathway, I'm pretty much going to close this episode out. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing too exciting to my knowledge that's going to happen this episode. Not like last episode. Oh my gosh, last episode. Daikon knocked me off this thing like minutes before. Like I was like right on the verge of ending the episode. Like we already hit 10 minutes. So it's just like, oh yeah, about to end it. And then he knocks me down this thing into here actually, where I am right now, from the storage room. And if you see it, you know what I'm talking about. But he knocks me in this thing, and it makes the episode so stupid exciting. I have no idea how I survived the fall. I guess I didn't. The fall damage wasn't as severe as I thought, and then I landed on the water. I guess that's my guess. But yeah, that made the episode so stupid exciting. Like we were battling, and it wasn't even like standard battle per se. Like he was running flint and steel, which I love doing too, but I didn't have it on me, and I wasn't even planning to fight. So what do you want from me? But like it was really interesting. That was an awesome fight. Like I watched that episode and I think, man, this is awesome. But that's just me, you know. I like cool battles. Cool battles and junk. So. Alright, I need to make a pathway getting back up, so there's logic to this madness. Let's, I'll just do it here like this, where the staircase originally was. And there's iron, great. I have to dig up this iron. Actually, let me go ahead and do a small design. I mean, why not? We're already here. Let me do a quick design of some kind of something, so this is interesting. You know, not boring. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Oh wow, I cannot aim right now. Okay, so we're gonna go with these. I'm gonna do half slabs, and what I'm gonna make. Oh, that's right. I was discussing with Shiva of a cool stair concept. Like she pointed out this stair thing using the double stairs as a stairway up. So I'm gonna do that now because why not? This sounds like a more iron. Really? Wow. I mean, it's cool that there's iron, but I'm trying to finish the episode with a quick stair build. Anyways, rude. So pretty much, I'm gonna go this route. This here. And then I'll go ahead and run this too. So it's, what do you call it? Yeah, like this. I don't know, I don't think that's what she was going for. But you can't stack it like this because, you know, it's not going to go up, right? But, I don't know, that's interesting. I don't know if I like it as much because of that space right there. What if, for the next part, it went like this? No, oops, it's wrong. Oh, I'm out of, I don't know how to pick anymore. Okay, take this out and put it like this. Maybe like this. It's like a long stair. I don't know. It was an interesting idea, but I don't know if it's going to work as well as originally thought. What if it was like kind of a diagonal type thing? Let me see. Put it like this, maybe. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Well, I don't want to spend too much time figuring this out, so I guess I'll keep it simple for now. And just make a, what do you call it? Half slab, half up, like I was going to. So take that there, So go here, boom, 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 boom. And then go here, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, just making a stairway going up to the top. Keep things interesting. Oh, I'll use the efficiency to make this go faster. I mean, why the hell not? God dang it, there's more coal, iron. I mean, it's great to have so much iron. I like it. But, like, again, I'm trying to get something done here, so it's like, you are interrupting me, iron, with your presence. People keep trying to get me to finish watching Bleach. I watched up to season 2, I think, but for some reason, whenever I get to it, it's like I don't know, I just don't feel like watching it. I might be doing. Oh, I don't know if you guys know what anime series I've been watching. I've been watching Attack on Titan. I mentioned that in my episode, and I've been watching. I finished Sword Art Online. That was really good. I really like that anime a lot. Like it really touches my heart. Every time I watch it, it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I like the characters. I like the storyline. I like the love interest. Like, it's just, oh my god, it just works. I just really like it. But there's that. And then I recently got done watching this series called The Cell World. That was really interesting too. It basically, well, I don't really want to go into the details per se, but it also had a love interest, and it was really interesting basically. Well, I guess I could give a little detail to it. It's like, okay, cool. You're basically saying, oh yeah, I watched this cool anime, but I'm not going to explain what's cool about it. Haha. Yeah, okay. So I guess I'll explain a little bit. Basically, the anime is about these, like, it's in the future, everyone can connect to the internet basically through their brain. Basically, like, they have a link, like, they're directly linked to the internet. And with keeping that in mind, how the hell do I get back up? Keeping that in mind, they play games and stuff on the internet. It's a virtual reality, basically. The same thing with Sword Art Online. It's virtual reality MMORPG. It's pretty cool. But basically, from doing that, there's like this one game called a Cell. It's hard to really explain without giving too much away, because part of what I enjoyed in the series is the information or learning about what's going on, understanding it. But so without giving out too much away, it's basically it's a virtual reality fighting game essentially that they're trying to. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard for me to describe it without giving too much away and making it sound exciting at the same time. Like, just take my word for it. It's good. So like that's all I'm gonna give you right now. It's a good anime. I enjoyed it. It would have been neat if they kept going with it. Like where they stopped, they felt like they could have added more. But no complaints really for me because I enjoyed it either way. So, whatevs. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I finished that recently. And the next anime it looks like I'm going to be watching. I'm not sure yet. I might not like it. But I'm going to be checking it out because my friend recommended it to me. It was Fairy Tail. So I have no idea what that's about. It looks like it's like 200 episodes long or something ridiculous like that. So I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? So I don't know. I might watch just the first couple and be like, I don't want to watch this. But then again, I might like it and just keep going and going and going. And yeah, lots of freaking animes I've been watching recently. And but yeah, one of my friends was recommending me to watch Bleach again, and I'm still not feeling it. Like I don't know what it is with Bleach. Like I like Bleach, it's cool, but like it's just I don't know the style, the mood. Like I'm just not in the right mood. I guess I can't explain it. Where the heck is the way up again? I don't even freaking know. Let's see. Here, right there is a whatchamacallit. So probably should turn this way. Go up a little bit more. I have to be careful, I don't want to break this pig or this side. Well, I guess not really, I just wait till level what? 30, make a new one. Well, it's efficiency 3, and sometimes you'll get like only unbreaking 3, and so I mean unbreaking is cool. I think that's one of the things I want to do is get an unbreaking pick and then just combine it with this pick. So I'd rather not break it if possible. I forgot to put a torch down here. Excuse me, something might spawn. I'm not careful. I'm completely gonna lose track of this pick. I just know it. I'm gonna be so focused. I will get on topic about something, but like blah 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 blah, and then it's gonna break. Hopefully not. Don't break on me. Will FargoKraft's pick break by the end of this episode? Dun dun dun. This should be pretty good right here. So then I'll stick this way. Yep. Yep. And I'm here. Yep. He's like, what the heck? Why are you putting that there? Why the hell not? Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay. So I got a quick overview. So this is where the storage room is going to be. And right now leaning towards tower going up to be like a big part of the castle. And for it to go down to bedrock. And down here, I have no idea if the staircase is going to stay here. We're going to move it. I don't know. Down here is going to connect to like a docking area. So this is all going to be like watered out. Like we're going to see a lot of water. It's going to look nice. It really is going to look nice. The vision I had for it anyways looks really freaking awesome. So, and I'm going to make it like that staircase lets you go down all the way to the bottom. Unless you go up to the top floor too. But that would be ideal. Basically. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this grinding episode. Grinding episodes are never enjoyable. What the hell am I talking? But yeah, that will conclude this episode. So until next time, adventurer.